Bravo axing the entire Real Housewives franchise, rumors explained. The Real Housewives franchise has been a staple in most of our lives for literal decades, and while I'm not precisely the crypt keeper, I, like many other Bravo fans, remember when the franchise first started. Rumors have been milling about claiming that the entire Real Housewives franchise is in peril. Now let me make one thing clear. This is very likely not true at all. These are just rumors and not confirmed in any way. But here is what the word on the street is. Britt Eady has not made the best impression during her freshman season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. In fact, she has quickly become the rotten peach. The insurance agent isn't playing around after her run-in with Kenya Moore. She is now suing for her portrayal on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. According to court documents via People, the newbie filed a $20 million lawsuit on Thursday, June 5, against Bravo, NBC, and production companies True Original and Endemol Shine North America. She is alleging defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, false light, and sexual harassment and hostile work environment. The lawsuit surrounds episode 5 of season 16, which showed Kenya offering up a poster board that had sexually explicit images on it. According to the outlet, Britt is also suing them by respondeat superior, a legal doctrine that holds employers responsible for the wrongful conduct of their employees. The documents read that the photos were false, defamatory, harassing, and damaging. Britt also claims the photos were not her. Defendants willfully, intentionally, recklessly, or with gross negligence produced, edited, and aired an episode of RHOA on April 6, 2025 that included footage of certain of the cast members' statements at issue, as well as commentary from other cast members that described the photographs displayed, her lawyers added. According to Radar Online, NBC, which is Bravo's parent company, is allegedly thinking about scrapping the entire Real Housewives franchise. After the recent lawsuit, a source is claiming that the show is legally radioactive. The insider went on to note, what made Housewives great, the chaos, is now its biggest threat. It's just lawsuit after lawsuit. The drama made it great, but now it's a walking lawsuit. The reporter noted, the champagne's flat, the taglines are tired, and Bravo may finally be done playing hostess. The informant also revealed that Britt begged to see the photo before it aired. They said no. They wanted drama. Now they've got court dates. Allegedly, production willfully produced, edited, and aired the footage even after Britt asked to see it and was denied. As viewers are aware, NBC has already been sued by Bethany Frankel and Leah McSweeney. Reportedly, the network is now in full crisis mode. There is no doubt that the network has had its fair share of trouble over the years, and it is hard to empathize with them since it didn't look like they took steps to create a healthy work environment. One executive claimed, every cast member's a legal liability. Bravo has become an embarrassment to NBC News. Personally, I can't even fathom the idea that there might one day be no more Real Housewives franchise. For over 20 years, viewers have been tuning in to watch some pretty remarkable stories. But there is no denying that, as times have changed, so has the show's premise. The early days showed carpooling moms trying to make ends meet and dealing with troubled marriages. But somewhere along the way, the recipe changed. Now it's all about one-upping one another and having the most surprising storyline. It's hard to find the middle ground because the fact is, most viewers enjoy this cutthroat version of The Real Housewives. For example, fans wouldn't have been able to stomach the Gorga/Giudice as long as they did if they were not given a stellar performance. Watching Teresa Giudice manipulate her franchise was like watching a gladiator entering the ring. We were all entertained. The same can be said for RHOA. Fans knew Kenya was good at playing dirty, and no one stopped her. And if I'm being honest, with all the promos as a fan, I was waiting to see what went down at the hair spa. I love The Real Housewives, but if it is going to stay on the air through reality TV fandoms, whispers and wild speculation began circulating across social media this week. Bravo is axing the entire Real Housewives franchise. From the OGs of Orange County to the Diamonds of Beverly Hills, fans clutched their wine glasses in disbelief. Could it be true? Could the network that birthed iconic moments like Teresa Giudice's table flip and Nihang Lee's legendary one-liners be pulling the plug on its crown jewel? Let's take a deep breath, darlings, and dive into the drama behind the rumor. The origin of the rumor, a tweet heard around the Bravosphere. It all started with a cryptic post from a former Bravo insider turned gossip blogger who claimed, "Big changes are coming. Don't be shocked when Bravo decides it's time to sunset the entire Real Housewives franchise. Talks are happening." Cue the internet frenzy. Reddit threads exploded. TikToks speculated which cities would be the first to go. Fans cried foul while others welcomed the chaos, calling for a hard reset. The rumor quickly grew legs with phrases like total franchise collapse, ratings implosion, and Bravo bloodbath making their rounds. But is there any truth to this speculation? What we know. Bravo responds. Bravo, not one to let a narrative spiral unchecked, issued a carefully worded statement. The Real Housewives franchise continues to be a cornerstone of Bravo's unscripted programming. We are always evaluating and evolving our content to meet our audience's tastes, but there are no plans to cancel the franchise in its entirety. Translation? The Housewives are safe for now, but the statement does leave room for interpretation. Evaluating and evolving could mean a shakeup is on the horizon, and indeed, Bravo has been experimenting lately. New cast members, new cities, and a growing presence on streaming platform Peacock. Behind the curtain, declining ratings and fatigue. Let's face it, some cities have lost their sparkle. Longtime fans have complained of recycled storylines, overly produced drama, and casts more interested in Instagram deals than authentic friendships. Ratings for once dominant franchises like The Real Housewives of Atlanta and RHOC have taken a dip, especially with competition from newer reality TV formats that feel fresher and faster. Could Bravo be looking at the bigger picture? Possibly. There's talk behind the scenes that NBC Universal is considering a major strategic overhaul of unscripted content. With a saturated reality market and an evolving viewer base, even iconic franchises aren't immune to reevaluation. Strategic silence. What cast members are saying. So what do the housewives themselves think? Some are staying tight-lipped, while others are fanning the flames. Former RHONY star Bethany Frankel cryptically posted, "When one door closes, it's time to flip the house." Lisa Rinna, never one to miss a moment of viral relevance, tweeted, "It was fabulous while it lasted. Endings are beautiful too." Neither confirmed anything, but both stirred the pot with typical flair. Meanwhile, RHONG's Teresa Giudice posted a throwback to her table flip with the caption, "The beginning of it all. #iconic. Coincidence? Or is she bracing for the end?" Current housewives from RHOSLC, RHOM, and RHOBH have mostly sidestepped the topic. The one anonymous West Coast housewife was quoted off the record as saying, "It's not the end, but it might be the end as we know it." The Peacock factor. Moving from cable to stream. Another twist in the tale. Bravo's increasing reliance on Peacock. Recent spin-offs like Ultimate Girls Trip and exclusive early episode drops point to a bigger shift in how the franchise is delivered. Several insiders believe the rumor stems not from Bravo canceling the franchise, but from a full migration to streaming, leaving traditional Bravo behind altogether. For legacy viewers who still watch live on cable, that could feel like a cancellation. But for Bravo, it could be a rebirth. More freedom, edgier content, and a younger, global audience. Still, the idea of losing that Sunday night ritual has left fans heartbroken. Franchise fatigue or franchise evolution? In truth, the Real Housewives franchise isn't dying, it's molting. The Bravoverse is too big, too profitable, and too meme-able to disappear entirely. But a complete restructuring may very well be underway. Here's what some insiders say could be on the table. Fewer cities, more quality. A consolidation of franchises to just the top-performing ones. Recasting across the board. More emphasis on authentic connections and less on influencer clout. Cinematic production. Taking cues from Vanderpump Villa and the Kardashians for a more polished feel.